10, 9, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8.
Welcome to Fisher Field in Newton. It's the 8-man Division I state championship game on Smoky Hills Public Television. I'm Jeremy McGuire along with Larry Jantz, and the Macksville Mustangs and the Hanover Wildcats facing off in what should be quite a battle between two 12-0 teams.
Both teams come in here with loaded as far as the rushing game. Hanover tries to keep it balanced, about 50-50. A couple years ago, they got beat by Kinston 46-0, and they kind of woke up, and they've been in the weight room religiously ever since then. And so Catch Point Heuer, Coach Heuer has them, he said 24/7 are in the weight room. 69 is a big purpose of that, just lives it. You'll see a lot of him at defensive end of the day. He's a sticker on defense. For the Mustangs from Macksville, they got here in a real tough battle over Pawnee Heights, 38-34 in that semifinal action. And Loomis, he's about everything for them. Jared Loomis, the quarterback, we're leading rusher, I think, in 8-man Division I for the whole year. So it'll be just a heck of a contest. All 12-0 against 12-0. Somebody is going to survive, and somebody will come up short on the board. But it's a big, heck of a ball game, Jeremy.
History-wise, Macksville's never been to the state championship game. Hanover won it back in 1979, so this is new ground that these two schools are treading today.
Yeah, neither team has been here in the last 4 or 5 years at all. Like some of the rest of perennial powers generally make it back, but they stopped hope on the way to get here, and it's just amazing what type of game we're going to have today. And the weather is incredible.
For mid-November, you can't get any better than this. It's Hanover and Macksville on Smoky Hills Public Television. We'll have more from Fisher Field and Newton right after this.
And we're here with the Macksville coach, Coach Grizel. Coach, this is your team's first chance to come to the state championship. What do you expect today?
Oh, I think it's going to be a fun atmosphere for our kids. I know a lot of people from Macksville are planning on coming out tonight, this morning, to watch the game, and it's going to be a wonderful atmosphere for a great game between two really good football teams.
Okay, Coach, tell us about your offense. You've got a dynamic quarterback. You got a really good passing game. What is it that you plan to do today?
We try to stay as balanced as we can offensively, try to keep the defense guessing whether we're going to run or pass, and that'll be our game plan again today.
Okay. And then what do you have to do to stop the Wildcats?
I think we need to control the defensive line of scrimmage and take away the big plays that they've been able to produce during the year.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach. Thanks for taking the time. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
you. Now we're here with Coach Heuer from Hanover Wildcats. Coach, this is your first chance to come to the state championship. Tell us what the experience is like for your kids.
Well, it's just one of those things where they're really excited about everything that's gone on this whole week. The town's really rallied around them. That's one of those things about a small town. Everybody in the community is like a family. It's just been a real nice job of them supporting us and giving us a lot of opportunities to feel special.
Okay. And what are the folks going to see today from your offense?
Well, we're hoping that we're going to do pretty much what we've done most of the year. We're pretty much predominantly 50-50 or so. We're pretty balanced. We try to keep the defense on their heels. We have a few more yards rushing just because when we get the lead, we like to kind of run the clock down. But, Macksville's a heck of a team, and I don't know if we'll be able to get the lead today or not.
And then how do you stop the Macksville Mustangs?
Well, I think it starts with, our defensive line's got to penetrate and make sure they contain. We can't let him run wild. And, it's like everybody I've talked to is always talking about Loomis. But, you don't get to a state championship, you don't get 12-0 with just one player. You got to have other players to go with that. And I think that we got to make sure that we contain those other guys as well.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Coach. Thanks for taking the time. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Fisher Field in Newton, Kansas, where what a game we have to go today. The Newton doing a good job of putting on a great show. The Hanover Wildcats and the Macksville Mustangs. And Jeremy McGuire along with Larry Jansen. Larry, I tell you what a battle we're going to have. Macksville, as we mentioned earlier, hasn't been here for a while. And then you turn around and you look at Hanover. They haven't been here since they won it in '79.
The weather's fantastic. Couldn't have a better day on November 17th here in Fisher Field in Newton, Kansas. And the weight room, both teams kind of made a commitment 2 years ago on some severe losses they had to get in the weight room 24/7 type thing. And that's what's got them back to this position where they can battle it out today.
So Hanover has done a pretty good job of battling through this season. You look at them with big wins over Byrne, B&B Baileyville, who's been here several times, Blue Valley, Lynn, White City, Mare de Sens Valley, Elwood, Wakefield, Burlingame, St. John's, Madison. You name it, they have been a part of it. On the other side of the ball field, you look at the Macksville Mustangs. They are 12-0. They have 2 wins over powerhouse Claflin. They won a 38-34 victory over Pawnee Heights in the sub-state championship game. They opened up the playoffs fairly convincingly against Deerfield. They also won against Pawnee Heights in the regular season finale, but Pawnee Heights gave them quite a battle towards in that sub-state final, though. And I'll tell you what, this Macksville team is tested, and they should be ready to go today.
Absolutely. You just got to look for everything's going to surround Jared Loomis. He's an 8-man leader in rushing, about 1,800 yards for the year, over 3,000 total yards. So Hanover Wildcats will be trying to attack him with old 69, the defensive end, and they'll be trying to control him because everything starts with Jared Loomis. It takes a whole bunch of teams to make together to be successful like to have, but it all starts with him.
And Loomis has been the dominating factor for Macksville, as you mentioned this year, Larry. He comes into this ball game with 1,846 rushing yards, 31 touchdowns on the season. He's also thrown the ball for 1,329 yards, has thrown for 21 touchdowns, has only thrown 4 interceptions. So he is the guy that Hanover is going to have to neutralize. They're going to have to look into the middle of this line and look at big number 70, Jeff Techmeyer. Techmeyer is going to have to be a key to neutralize the middle. And then you mentioned John Bruna, you mentioned Ethan Zabakurtsky. Those guys on the end are going to have to keep Loomis, and as Coach Heuer mentioned in the pregame, not only Loomis, but there's other kids out there that have done some damage as well. They're going to have to keep them pinned in.
It's going to be a battle of the defensive line, and both coaches kind of hinted at who controls the line of scrimmage, Jeremy, will probably be successful come the end of the game. And you've got, like you mentioned, number 70, Jeff Techmeyer. He's a 295-pound, 6'2" junior, and he's the nose tackle right up front. Then you've got that John Bruner, number 69. He's 210-pound, 6'2" junior. And then, of course, Ethan Zabakurtsky, number 86, 190. He flanks the defensive right end. And so those three there is going to be trying to control, like you mentioned, Jeremy Loomis, Green, and the other backfield people as far as that. But don't forget that little Sergio Espino. He has 33 catches for 680 yards. He averages 20.6 every time. And 14 touchdowns for the year. So that's a good target for Loomis to head to.
And then you look at, you mentioned Sergio Espino. Espino is quite a player because you get used to listening to Loomis, or Loomis coming after you, and Loomis doing this, Loomis doing that. Then all of a sudden you fall asleep, and there's Sergio Espino that's open on the end. And then you look at Evan Loomis on the other side of it, and then that offensive line for Macksville. And you don't want to emphasize it too much, but they are a big offensive line. You look at that offensive line with David Wood, Juan Ortiz and Justin Bright, as the two teams come to the middle of the field getting ready for the coin toss in this 8-man Division I state championship game. And I'll tell you what,
KSAA Executive Board policies
it is a phenomenal field, and the weather is absolutely fantastic. You can't beat the weather.
Just off the game field is appreciated.
You got 3 co-captains,
cheerleaders and drill
the
team
Wildcats from Hanover, and the whole team is lined up out there for the Macksville Mustangs.
Prior to or during the game. Thank you for your assistance.
Look in the middle of the field right now, Kellen Techmeyer. He has dealt with some personal tragedy this year to come into this football game. Then on the middle of that line for Hanover right now, Caleb Diedrich, the 6', 180-pound senior, and also Ethan Zabakursky. I had a chance to talk with Ethan before the ball game. Excited to play some football.
Will defer.
And Macksville has won the toss. Will defer to the second half.
Blue will receive.
And that gives the ball to the Hanover Wildcats. So Hanover will get the ball to start this game. And Larry, how important is it for Hanover to get this ball and, like Coach Heuer said in the pregame, be balanced, move it down the field. And even if you don't score on this first drive, it's important to establish something offensively, get a couple first downs and some momentum of some kind.
Yeah, the last thing he wants to have is 3 and out or put the old rock on the carpet, at this stage of the game. Get rid of some of the willies. So it's old Macksville, of course, they won that toss. They're going to defer, so they'll be kicking off. And we'll find out what the Wildcats are made of, and we'll also find out what the Mustangs defense.
So head coach Dan Grizel says, you know what? I'm going to put my defense out on the field because Macksville wins the toss. They defer, so they want to put their defense out, and they want to get things ready to go. So Macksville will be kicking off. They will be moving from our left to right here at Fisher Field in Newton.
And look for even Loomis is the main kicker. He averages 42 yards on his kickoffs and 23 kicks for 966 yards all year, Jeremy. And so he's going to get to put the foot in the old pigskin first. And we're going to find out which one of the Wildcats down there is going to be on the receiving end of it.
And here we go. We're about set for high school football action. Evan Loomis to boot it deep. Back deep is Trevor Juneman and Taylor Nicholson for the Hanover Wildcats. As we mentioned, some injuries on the field for Hanover. Colin Bruna, 6', 180-pound senior. Fullback and linebacker is gone. Alex Bruna, a junior running back and defensive back, gone with a shoulder injury. Colin Bruna with an ACL injury. And there is the kick underway. It's going to be a deep one. It's taken by Nicholson at the 3. He's up across the 15, up across the 20, and is going to be brought down at the 32, almost the 33-yard line. If you're watching here on TV and you say, Jeremy, you're crazy, he's tackled at the 30, well, we have an 11-man field that they've shrunk to fit 8-man, so we'll try and keep it straight for you as well. So the 50-yard line today is actually the 40-yard line.
So about the 23-yard line is where they take over. That was a heck of a stick there by old Tyler Schultz for those old Macksville Mustangs to stop him there at that 23. So first down at 10 from their own 23, and here comes those Hanover Wildcats, Jeremy.
We'll see how they will get your starting lineups here after this first play. Preston Shoddy. Juneman is in motion to the far side. They're going to throw it to start it out. Shoddy throwing it out in the flat. It's nearly intercepted.
Whoa.
Justin Bright had his hands all over that. He has one interception coming into the game this year, and Shoddy about made a big mistake right there. Second down and 10.
You can't blame it on the wind and the weather because there wasn't any, is it? The flag's not even blowing at all, and he just didn't get the thing high enough to get over that big Bright as that defensive end.
And officials have an officials timeout as Rick Bruno will pop that contact back in. And this isn't big-time football, so as far as having a lot of extras on the sideline, I don't imagine they probably have an extra set of contacts for Mr. Bruna. And with the injuries that Hanover's received this year, they cannot afford to have him out for any plays because Heuer said how fast that young man is.
Yep,
double tight end set here for the Wildcats. There's a give right up the middle, and Bruna dives forward, picks up about a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
And Mr. David Wood, that 281-pound, 6'2" junior, he's kind of shot through that gap there, and he really kind of tripped him up about a 1-yard loss, and he fell forward for that short gain there, Jeremy. It was a great job, a great tackle there by David Wood, number 71.
Offensive starters for Hanover: Ethan Zabakurtsky, John Bruna, Caleb Diedrich, Derek Gerard, Kellen Techmeyer. Quarterback is Shoddy. Juneman and Bruna in the backfield. Back to pass. Shoddy looking in trouble, throws it up the field. It's a tough one, and it's incomplete. Intended for Zabakurtsky at the 25-yard line. Good coverage out there provided by the safety, Cade Schnoblin.
And right there, you said even Loomis, the 185-pound, 6'2" sophomore, defensive end for the Macksville Mustangs. He kind of snuck in on a blind-sided, and about the time that Shoddy was going to release the ball, Jeremy, why you could see that he just hit it, and I think that just disrupted a little bit.
Gerard to punt it away, and he drills it up, and it's on the field, and Loomis is going to pick it up at the 10, and he is going to be surrounded and swarmed under at the 11-yard line. So the punt, a pretty good one by Gerard, and Macksville will take over 1st down and 10 at their own 11-yard line. So Hanover gains a yard offensively, but they do a good job on special teams, and they pin Loomis back deep.
And just what Coach Matt Heuer did not want to have is 3 and out, but he almost had 2 interceptions in there, so at least now they get to work on their defense.
So shotgun formation, Jared Loomis, the quarterback. He's back there with Luke Green and Cade Schnoblin. The snap coming from Juan Ortiz. Loomis is going right. He's going to throw it. Throws it up the field. Has a man out there. Incomplete. That was intended for Espino at the 35-yard line. Good coverage by Hanover there.
Rick Bruna is the one that got his hand in there just before the receiver about ready to snag it. It was a great job by Rick Bruna, the 145-pound, 5'7" junior, number 16, breaking that pass up, Jeremy. Otherwise, it looked like he was going to snare it in there and had a big gain.
Starters on offense for Macksville: Evan Loomis, David Wood, Juan Ortiz, Justin Bright, Sergio Espino across that front line. Jared Loomis, the stud at quarterback. Luke Green and Cade Schnoblin. There's a give up the middle. Schnoblin on the carry, picks up good yardage up to about the 18-yard line. A pickup of 7. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
That's great. Noah Schnoblin for the year, he's had 95 carries for 514 yards. He averages 5.4 every time he catches it or receives it on a rushing play, and he got more than that there, and he scored 8 touchdowns for the year. He's also caught 3 touchdown passes for the year. Great job by number 13.
Traditional I formation this time for Dan Grizel's Macksville Mustangs. 3rd down and 3. Loomis is trying to bring Hanover across. No score here in the first quarter, and Loomis is going to pick up a yard on the play. He's going to be short by about 1.5 yards. He needs the 21.5, and it's 4th down now and a short 2. And a big choice here for Macksville. We'll see. It looks like they are going to punt this thing away. They will punt it away. Evan Loomis to punt it back deep. And Braden Heenick will go back, stands on about his own 21. The snap's a good one. The kick, a spiraling kick. Taken at the 23-yard line. A nice move by Heenick. He switches the ball and gets up across the 35. Is brought down there. So the field position battle in the early going goes to the Hanover Wildcats. 1st and 10 Hanover.
They gained about 15 yards at least on that exchange there, Jeremy. That was a great job by Kirk Logus. He had a nice block downfield on number 32 for Macksville that kind of sprung him for those extra yards you saw.
9:34 to go, first quarter, no score. The 8-man Division I state championship game. Double tight set here for the Hanover Wildcats. Shoddy's going to option it right side. He's going to keep it. Look out! Shoddy makes a man miss, still on his feet. And he is going to be brought down at the 20-yard line.
Whoa, what a one. Shoddy called his own number. Faked that there, dive up the middle. Kept it, went out there. The end was watching for the pitch man, so he tucked it and went.
25 yards and a first down for Hanover.
And on the 21-yard line, going to be 1st and 10 for the Hanover Wildcats, Jeremy.
First down and 10. Shoddy with a big 25-yard run on the option right side. They're going to give it right up the middle to Juneman. He's going to roll for 5 down to the 15-yard line. Make it a pickup of almost 6 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 4.
And old Trevor Juneman was a quick starter there. I mean, he got off that on that count. He got off there fast, quick for 150-pound, 5'10" sophomore. Trevor Juneman stepped in there for the couple of the Brunas that got injured early in game 4.
Evan Loomis, David Wood, Luke Green across that front line. The linebackers coming right up, almost making it a 5-man line. The pitch out to Bruna. He makes a man miss. He's going to have a first down. Inside the 10, it'll be first and goal. Macksville at the 9. A pickup of 6 on the play for Rick Bruna.
That was a great job by him, and they had some good blocking up front. The linemen, they sprung that there. Of course, number 86, Ethan Albuquerque. He had a good block out there. John Bruna, the old right guard.
Jared Loomis, Justin Bright coming up nearly at a defensive line position right there. Now they will come up. There's off the left side, and Bruna is destroyed. Justin Bright pushed John Bruna back in the backfield. Rick goes down, a big loss of 3 on the play.
That was a straight old tight I formation. And like you mentioned, Mr. Wood up front drove the center back, and then Bright finished him off.
Second down and 12, or second down and goal from the 12-yard line. That Macksville defense being pushed back a little bit right here. They're going to see if they can try and hold it. Luke Green switches out to defensive end on the right side. Option to the right side, Bruna looking for a block, slips on his feet, and it's going to be brought down at the 10. Justin Bright in on the tackle again for Macksville, a pickup of 2 on the play. So third down and goal now for Hanover. And boy, Macksville bent a little bit, but it looks like the Mustang defense is really stiffening up here on the goal line.
I think you're going to find Shoddy putting the ball in the air, either play action pass or something like that. Jeremy, is what we're going to see here. Look here, see you got trips out to the left.
Third down and goal from the 10. Shoddy's going to look that way, pitches it out to Bruna. He tries to make a man miss. He is not going to get there. Jared Loomis there on the tackle. Also Sergio Espino out there, and Rick Bruna's going to lose about a yard and a half. It'll bring up fourth down and goal. So now Hanover has to come up with something that gets them about 12 yards to the end zone.
Yeah, I thought they might be a little bit more deceptive on that third down call. Maybe like a play action pass, but it's just a straight out to the left. And like you said, diagnosed very well by Espino and Loomis.
So fourth down, a shotgun formation this time. 3 wide receivers split to the far side. Back to pass, Shoddy looking, throws it over the middle, has Albuquerque, and he is not going to be in the end zone. He is down to the 3. They pick up 9 yards. They needed 12. So they fall on downs, and Macksville takes over first down and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
So the Mustangs bent a little bit. They gave up a lot of yards, but they didn't break, and they didn't score a touchdown and take over first and 10 from their own 3-yard line.
So I formation for Macksville, first down and 10. They went 3 and out on their last possession. The Mustangs have 77 yards in front of them. There's a give right up the gut. Luke Green with the carry, gets him out of a little trouble.
He's a big, stout, 192-pound, 5'9" junior. Number 48, Luke Green.
A pickup of 4 on that play. It'll bring up second down and 6 for the Mustangs.
And for the year, Jeremy, while Luke's had 10 touchdowns, he's rushed 86 times for 396 yards and averaged 4.6 yards. Here we go. Second and 6.
And look out for Loomis. They spread him out. I would imagine this is a running play for Jared Loomis. There he goes right up the middle. Goes right side, lowers his shoulder up to the 15.
First down, got to move the sticks, buddy.
Picks up 8 yards, and it's a first down for the Mustangs.
Yeah, there's no laundry on the field, so the Zebras are doing a good job not having any laundry out there. First down for the Mustangs.
And the players are doing a good job making sure they don't cause the laundry.
Absolutely.
5:35 and counting here in the first quarter. No score in the 8-man Division I state championship game here on Smoky Hills Public Television. Back to pass, Loomis. Under pressure, throws it up the field. It's up there. It's tipped. and incomplete. Braden Heenick made a great play on that. Loomis had all day to throw it, and then he had a little pressure on him there towards the end and caused that ball to float just a little bit.
Braden Heenick did an incredible job for only being 5'11", 160. He jumped up in the air like a 6'5" guy to deflect that ball out of bounds to keep that pass from being reception, like you mentioned, Jeremy. So now we got 2nd down and 10.
Ball at the 15-yard line. Zabakursky, Techmeyer, Bruna on that front line for the Wildcats. Loomis, a deep bend underneath center. He's going left side. He's hit and dropped.
Number 30.
In the backfield, Derek Gerard.
Yes. He's kind of reserved linebacker, and he snuck in there, and I think he shot the gap. He's a 190-pound, 5'11" sophomore, Derek Gerard, number 30. Certainly did his job that time, Jeremy.
And they had him in there at the defensive tackle position.
Snuck him up on the line.
In there in place for Jeff Techmeyer, so they're getting a little bit quicker. So now they will spread it out again. Schnoblin split to the near side. 3rd down and 12. Macksville, no score. Loomis is going to roll to the right, throws it deep up the field, has a man. It's incomplete. What a hit by Kellen Techmeyer. He put his helmet right on the football and knocked it away. Schnoblin was there.
Ball went floating about 10 yards backwards too, wasn't it? After old Kellen hit that old hat right on the football, didn't he?
That was a heck of a play right there because it was in the receiver's hands, and 4th down, and Macksville is going to have to punt it away again.
It was almost one of those slobber number type hits.
It was pretty close, pretty close. 4th down and 12, and Macksville to punt the football away. Evan Loomis stands back deep. Trevor Juneman, that was nearly blocked.
Whoa.
And Juneman's going to watch that thing, and it's going to be down by Macksville. Dylan Bruna, the 5'8", 160-pound, Justin Clausen with downing it, and it's going to be 1st down and 10 Hanover. The ball is going to be at about the 38.5-yard line.
Yeah, that Justin Clausen, he's a 144-pound sophomore that come in there and kind of got on the old ball at the 38-yard line.
A pro set formation this time for Hanover. No score here in the 1st quarter. There's a pitch out. Whoa. Trevor Juneman makes a man miss. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. They're actually going to give him about a loss of a half a yard back to the 38. It will bring up 2nd down and a short 11. 4:12 and counting here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, he got slowed up out there by Loomis, but then I'll tell you what, it was a whole pickup load of Mustangs kind of finished him off down there for 1-yard loss. And there's in their old 3-2 regular defense like they've been running most of the game.
Evan Loomis doing a good job right there of turning him back towards the middle of the field. Juneman this time is in motion. Shoddy, a little bit of a fake, looking down the middle of the field, looking for Techmeyer. It's incomplete. Techmeyer had his hands on it. Andrew Vosberg on the coverage for the Mustangs. It brings up 3rd down.
That's a great job by both the receiver and the defender on that one there. They both went up for the ball at the same time and had their fingers just barely on it, but she falls incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd down and a stretch over 10 yards. Call it 10.5 yards, Jeremy.
One thing, the early passes in this ball game, there have been a lot of floaters, not a lot of balls on a line, so it gives the defense some time to react. 3rd and a short 11 or a long 10, whichever way you want to put it. There's a delayed handoff, and Juneman is hit, and he's dropped. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, original line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Juneman got to meet Mr. Jared Loomis in there for about a 1-yard gain, so it's going to be 4th down, about 9.5 yards to go. And I suspect they'll be into a punt formation.
Gerard is going to punt it away. Back deep, Jared Loomis. The snap is good. The punt is up. Loomis is going to watch it, and it's going to go out of bounds. And we'll see where they mark it. They're up at the 10, right at the 10-yard line, so a pretty good punt that time by Derek Gerard. We noticed in the pregame he got that ball up in the air, gives his team a good chance to come down and cover it, and it's going to be a long field again for the Mustangs.
He had a great hang time in the pregame. Every one of his punts that we watched, why He had great hang time like you're talking about, Jeremy, which is what you need to get all the people down there to cover it up. This time it just kicks it out of bounds, so there ain't no run back.
So 1st down and 10 for Macksville. They have 1 first down in the ball game. Looks like a blitz is coming, and they back out of it. Loomis, look out. And Schnoblin slipped as he was coming into that secondary, and he is brought down at the 15, a gain of 5 on the play.
In my opinion, Jeremy, he slipped because that turf lays down a little bit. It don't have enough filler. Either that man made perfectly sand to keep the fibers stand straight up. Maybe that's the reason.
Jeff Techmeyer back in at a defensive tackle position. They cut him, and right up the middle, and not a whole lot of running room for Luke Green. He's brought down. He picks up 3 on the play, 3rd down and 2.
Luke Green, they call him a Mustang, but he's kind of like a bulldog out there as far as I'm concerned. The way he runs at it, he's only 5'9", 192 pounds. Luke Green, number 48. But 3rd down and let's say 2 yards to go.
2:15 and counting here in this first quarter. Jared Loomis has been held in check thus far. We'll see if he can break out of it here for the Macksville Mustangs. Trying to draw Hanover offsides, no luck. There's Schnoblin, the ball's on the ground, and who is on it? Hanover has it. Zabakurski is on it, and the Mustangs turn it over as Hanover takes advantage of the first turnover of the ball game.
Yep, defensive left end. Well, Ethan Zabakurski, the 190-pound, 6'2" senior, found that loose carom on the field and just swallowed up that pigskin. Now it's 1st down and the Wildcats.
Ball on the 17-yard line. Rick Bruno will line up as a wide receiver to the far side. He's in motion this time. There's a snap. Back to pass. Shoddy has a man. It is caught. Touchdown.
Play action pass.
Kirk Wogus brings it in from 17 yards out, and Hanover, the first play after the fumble, is on the board 6-0.
It's just a great job. Anytime after turnover, there seems like people get their daubers down a little bit, and for play action has always been something. Even years ago when I was playing quarterback, we tried to take advantage of the same thing. So they had to play in, had a little in motion, play action pass, now to line up in the old straight I formation, going for 2.
2-point conversion here, trying to make it 8-0. Back to pass, Shoddy wants to throw it, throws it over the middle. Bruna caught. 2-point conversion is good. His first option was not there, looking for Logus again. He looked back across the middle of the field, and there was Rick Bruna for the 2-point conversion. What a play by Hanover.
Yeah, it was a great job at little Rick Bruna. He's only 445 pounds, 5'7", but he jumped up there.
And there's the touchdown catch right there as Logus went up and brought it down. So 1:52 to go first quarter. Hanover draws first blood, and so far the Wildcats have really been pushing Macksville around in this game.
Well, they've controlled the line of scrimmage. Every time there's been an exchange of the old pigskin, they've gained field position, Jeremy, and also if you got the ball, it's pretty hard for the other team to score, and so they've done a good job with it so far. I think Holden and Macksville have bought 2 first downs so far. So now we'll have big number 69, John Bruna.
John Bruna to boot it from the 30. He puts that one in the air. It's a high end-over-end kick. Jared Loomis will try to answer from his own 3-yard line. Goes left, has a little bit of an opening, and is tripped up. Braden Heating brings him down up at the 20-yard line. So Macksville will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. And after the turnover, the Mustangs really have to prove themselves right here, Larry, because they're down 8-0.
They can score quick, though. And in 8-man, you see a lot of that because both these teams have been averaging over 40 points a game, it seems like, or close to 50. So we'll see what happens here.
Hanover averaging 15.1 points a game. Macksville 45.7 this season. Jared Loomis has been held in check. There's the give to Schnoblin. He's hit and dropped. Stuck by Kellen Techmeyer.
Yeah, Techmeyer, he was waiting on him to come right. Did a great job. He kept his position. Played smart football. Assignment sound, and that's one of the keys that the coach wanted. Hanover says we have to, we just have to tackle well Have to be assignment sound football, doing each one doing their job, contain and keep the big plays to a minimum.
So 2nd down and 8 after the 2-yard gain by Schnoblin. There's an option to Schnoblin. He tries to cut it back. He gets hit. Good job coming in on the tackle. That was Rick Bruna. Not afraid to stick his helmet in there. Defensive back. And Matt Heuer in his 3rd year with Hanover.
And Gerard's coming back in there, you know, like he set up there for a nose guard, kind of linebacker. He's up on the line there, so they're in a 4-man front right now.
3rd down and 2. Macksville has picked up only 1 first down here in this first quarter. They trail it 8-0. There's Loomis. We have a flag on the play. Flag on the play, and that's going to be something against Macksville. False start. That's the first penalty of the ball game with 29 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they had an illegal procedure on 13.
False start. Offense. Repeat 3rd.
So 3rd down, and we'll call it 7 yards this time as they move the ball back to the 23. They need the 30 for a first down. If you're just joining us, Hanover leading this thing 8-0. They scored on their last possession, the first play after a Macksville fumble. Loomis is going to throw it. It's a screen. Throws it over. Schnoblin with the catch, and he is going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere to go. Caleb Diedrich in on the tackle. He read that thing all the way, and that is the final play of this first quarter. The Hanover Wildcats lead it by a score of 8-0. We're back with your second quarter after this timeout on Smoky Hills Public Television. Back in Newton on Smoky Hills Public Television, Macksville facing a 4th down and 7 as we start the second quarter. Jeremy McGuire, Larry Jantz, and the punt is away by Loomis, and it's going to be down by Macksville. Clausen again on the coverage for the Mustangs, and we have a penalty called against Macksville. We'll see if they make him punt it again, because
he's going to move him back.
Loomis has not done a good job of getting the ball away, and Hanover has been devastatingly close to blocking some of these kicks.
And Coach Heuer, Matt Heuer, just got through pointing it back, and he moved him back, so he wants him to take the penalty and make him kick it together for a little further deep in their own territory.
Trevor Juneman is back deep to receive the kick for Hanover.
Major penalty. Must have been a holding.
So they move it back. It is a hold against Macksville. It is their second penalty on this drive, so it makes it 4th down and forever. They haven't moved the
14 down marker.
They haven't moved the down marker. That's right.
He just did.
So 4th down and 17, and the kick is away, and it's not a good one. It's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to be at about the 35-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 36. So they pick up
20
about 12 yards on that play, because the ball was out of bounds at the 33 on the other side of the field. Now they have it on the 36. So 11 yards. My math isn't very good. 1st and 10, Hanover.
They picked up a hair more than what the penalty was. That's the bottom line on it. And then Wildcats get the ball here again.
So Hanover moving from our left to our right. The Wildcats lead at 8-0 on a 17-yard touchdown pass. There's up the middle, Juneman. He's tripped up by Jared Loomis after a pickup of 3 on the play down to the 33-yard line.
You can live with that. Juneman, he's had 43 carries this year for 195 yards. He averages 4.4 yards every time he does it. He's also had 7 touchdowns and 4 2-point extra points for the year. 150-pound, 5'10" sophomore.
2nd down and 7 this time. Macksville defense trying to keep Hanover off the scoreboard again. Juneman again with the carry, and Loomis again on the tackle immediately. And I tell you what, they are doing a lot of hits to Trevor Juneman, and maybe not something that was expected coming into this ball game from Dan Grizel and his staff.
It's 3rd down and 6, and the average is 4.4. So Mr. Jared Loomis says, Mr. Gentleman, we're not going to let you keep your average up.
So far in this ball game, he's averaging 2 yards a carry, unofficially 5 carries for 10 yards. 3rd down and 6 from the 32. They're going to throw it again. Shoddy, time to throw it. Now he's in trouble. Lofts it up, has a man open. It's caught. Techmeyer with the catch. He was camping under that thing and brings it down at the 15-yard line and is brought down at the 14.
That duck left that up in the air for a long time before it finally come down there in O'Kellen's hands, didn't it?
A pickup of 18 yards and another 1st down for Hanover. And Shoddy had all day to throw that football.
Good thing he got rid of it when he did, though, because he was getting pressure from that blind side. But what a Kellen Sherp, 170-pound, 6-foot senior, pulled in a big gain of 17 yards, like you mentioned, Jeremy.
1st down and 10 from the 14. There's an inside handoff to Zabakurski. Still on his feet, makes a man miss. He's going to score. A little trickery from 14 yards out, and Ethan Zabakurski is in, and it's 14-0.
That's a great misdirection play right there, well disguised, and they kind of had a hole there big enough you could drove a pickup truck through.
A huge play. And now Hanover is going to go for the 2-point conversion as they lead at 14-0. With 9:59 to go here in the 1st half. 2-point conversion, Shoddy's looking for the throw, throws it to the corner.
Great
caught. No, incomplete. I tell you what, Techmeyer had it and dropped it, and the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag on the play. It's sitting at about the 6-yard line in the neighborhood of holding, and that's exactly what it is. So Macksville will decline that penalty. And with 9:59 to go here in the 1st half, it's Hanover 14 and Macksville nothing. And the Wildcats doing a fantastic job of taking advantage of field position and mistakes by Macksville.
Couldn't do it much better than that. Coach couldn't draw up his success so far any better than what has happened so far in this play. Well, that was a great job at number 86, though, wasn't it, on that there, Ethan Zabakurski? On that inside, kind of having inside, and he could drove a pickup through there when he scored that 17-yard touchdown.
A little trickery on the play because he came from the end position. All the players were going one direction except for one. And Zabakurski came around, the timing was great, and he made one man miss, and that's all he needed.
He's been very successful for them. He scored 14 touchdowns this year. He's had 3 2-point extra points. He's had 18 catches for 396 yards. He averages 22 yards for every catch, and that's pretty awesome.
And Hanover to kick it away. Bruna will boot it from the 30, a left-footed one. It's a line drive kick. And it's going to come all the way back to Loomis. He picks it up at the 9, and it's going to be brought down at the 18-yard line. Caleb Diedrich on the tackle on special teams. And Macksville, facing a 14-0 deficit right now, is back out on the field, and the Mustangs look a little shocked over there on the sideline and in the huddle right now.
Yeah, they're going to need to come up with some of their own trickery or some deceptive plays that kind of works. At this point, they haven't kept very sustained drives going, Jeremy.
They're going to spread it out now and let Jared Loomis go to work. He's going to keep it going left side. Look out. Loomis makes a man miss. He's down the sideline and pushed out of bounds at about the 39-yard line if they mark it at the beanbag, which I believe they will. Brought down at the 39, a pickup of 21 on the play.
And that's a second 1st down, I think, maybe, huh?
Yep.
For the whole game. So we're into the 2nd quarter before they picked up their second 1st down. But on their own 39-yard line is 1st and 10. And the Mustangs have something going.
So Macksville, their biggest play of the ball game by far, that 21-yard run by Loomis. Looks a little winded out there right now. Barking out the signals. They're going to option to the right. Loomis is going to keep it, gets a block, look out! And he is upended as Rick Bruna undercut him at the 28-yard line. A pickup of 13 yards and another 1st down.
Yeah, it's a great job by Loomis, and man, they picked off a couple of the defenders back in the backfield that kind of sprung him loose, and the rest of it was done by old Jared Loomis on his own.
Not much trickery on this drive for Macksville. They're going to say, here's number 1. We're bringing it at you.
But the little 145-pound number 16, Bruna, did a great job on defense, didn't he? Submarine tackle.
So from the 28-yard line, the Mustangs with the ball, trailing 14-0. Loomis again right up the gut. And he is going to be, looks like he's going to have a first down. He's down on the field and up. And it is good enough for a first down to pick up to about the 17.5-yard line, a pickup of 10.5 on the play and a first down.
That's a great tackle by Kirk Logus, number 80, the 170-pound, 6-foot senior. He did a great job, and then little Bruna kind of finished him off at the end.
Now Macksville will bring it in, tighten it up. A quick snap, Schnoblin, left side. He's going to be met and brought down.
About 4
Logus,
Wildcats.
John Bruna, Kellen Techmeyer,
and Logus.
All over that one. A pickup of a couple on the play for Schnoblin.
Half the team was in on that one.
Second down and 8. 8:28 and counting here in the first half. Macksville trailing 14-0 here on Smoky Hills Public Television.
Obviously the best drive of the game.
Shotgun formation. Loomis looking. Flings it to the right side. Has a Espino inside the 10 and got stood up and knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Kellen Techmeyer on the tackle. A pickup of 12 and a first down for the Mustangs.
Sergio Espino was wide open on that play there and had all day, and Loomis found him. He's caught 33 passes for 680 yards. He averages 20.6 every time he catches one, and he's had 14 touchdowns for the year. Espino.
So from the 5-yard line, the Wildcat defense being backed up a little bit here. This drive led by Jared Loomis. It started at their own 18-yard line. There's an option right. Schnoblin lowers his shoulder across the end zone. Touchdown.
Great job.
Schnoblin got hit at about the 1, powered forward and stretched that ball out. And Macksville is on the board with 8:06 to go in the first half. They trail 14-6.
And look how quick they are for the 2-point, extra point here. Look at that wide spread out.
They spread everybody out. Loomis, pump fakes, looking. He's going to keep it. Lowers his shoulder, and is he in? No, he did not make it in. So he tried to stretch it across that time, but Hanover did a good job of keeping him out of the end zone. And the 2-point conversion fails, but with 8:06 to go in the first half, it's Hanover 14 and now Macksville 6 here on Smoky Hills Public Television.
Jeremy, I'm not sure he was going all the lines that's on the field, whether he's going for the pylon or not. I think he might have thought he was on the end zone when he crossed the yellow line, which is part of the soccer markings. Huh?
Could have very well been. There's a lot of lines here on this field, and that's, you see the touchdown run right there in the stretch. Hanover was there, but Schnoblin with the power move. And the touchdown run was a pretty good one right there. 62-yard drive that time by Macksville. And it only took a minute and 53 seconds to get into the end zone.
Well, that first big old run by Jared Loomis kind of jump-started that whole drive and kind of got the Wildcats back on their heels, and they never could kind of regain the composure, momentum that they had up to this point. So they want to try to keep the big plays from taking place. Well, they just had 3 big plays in that drive that helped there. But they've been tackling real well up to this point, the Wildcats have.
So now Macksville to kick the ball away. That's a high one. And brought down at the 5-yard line. Nicholson coming to the near side, looking to make a man miss. And is brought down at the 21-yard line. Clausen is the special teams player for the Mustangs. He's been there to down the punts and on the special teams coverage there. So
pretty tough little old sophomore for 144 pounds. Justin Clausen is number 33 for those Mustangs from Macksville.
1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Hanover scored on their last possession. There's an option to the left side. Bruna gets around Espino. Did a good job of holding on to the ball there and is brought down at the 24-yard line. A pickup of 3 on the play.
Kind of looks like a pinball the way he goes out there. He just bounces here, they bing, bang, bungle, type thing, that little Bruna kid. He's kind of like a swivel hips. He probably hard to get a square hit on Bruna, I think, isn't it?
He's so fast and so shifty.
Quick little rascal.
2nd and 7. There's a pitch outside. Bruna cuts it in, tries to get a block. Diedrich tried to come down the line and clear some room for him. A decent gain, though, on 2nd down, a pickup of 4. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
It's a great job by Shoddy where he reverses out and kind of ends up running to his left, but pitches the ball back to his right and trying to get a little deception on there to maybe just maybe freeze a linebacker for 1 or 2 seconds to maybe help Bruna kind of spring a big one. And so it came up a little bit short. Well, they got 3rd down, let's say 3 yards to go, Jeremy, here, and Shoddy brings him up the line in no straight I formation.
3rd and 3 from the 28. They need the 31 for a 1st down. Option left, Shoddy's hit, dropped, he leans forward, but picks up about a half a yard. He's going to be well short of the 1st down. Pickup of 1, 4th down and 2.
The Mustangs have had him smothered in on that one there. They're bringing in 2 different guys. They're bringing in Woods again. Number 71, David Wood, in here because they know, okay, 4th and short, they're probably going to go for it. Let's bring the beef, put the beef in the line.
They are going to kick it away. Gerard is standing back at his 19-yard line. There's the punt. It's away. A high end-over-end kick. Loomis calls for the fair catch and brings it down at the 18-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Macksville. They'll have it at their own 18-yard line. That is exactly where they started their last drive. That went for 62 yards and a touchdown.
How about that? You think they want to try to get a duplicate of what happened last time, Jeremy?
I would assume so.
Yeah, probably in the game plan for the Mustangs. Coach Grizel.
And they will spread it out far and wide. 3 wide receivers to the top side of the screen. 1 wide receiver to the near side. Which way will they go? There's a little screen flanker pass. Vosberg with the catch. Down the sideline. Look out! He's at the 40. They're going to say he was out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds back at the 29-yard line. A pickup of 11 and a 1st down. But you saw a little jitterbug right there from Andrew Vosberg, the 132-pound junior.
Yeah, that was pretty remarkable. That's old Jamie McClure over there, that old zebra out there, spotted him for about 11-yard gain. An old zebra that was out there at Fort Hays State. Remember getting him started a little whistle tooting years ago.
No complaint from the Macksville sideline. Loomis is going to keep it. John Bruna on the tackle, gets some help from Heuer. Kellen Techmeyer, there's a flag on the play. That looks like it could be in the neighborhood of a face mask. And that's what it is.
There's 4 guys tackling him and trying to slow up old Jared Loomis, so one of them probably incidental.
Pickup of 4 on the play and a 5-yard penalty to tack on the end of it. So it'll be
face mask, defense, 5 yards. Repeat, 1st down.
1st down and 2 on the play.
That's the old incidental. That wasn't the major face mask penalty. That's just a minor one for 5 yards. Tack it on the end of the run. So now we got 1st down and play over, 1 yard to go. This would be the time to go for the bomb, Jeremy.
They have it double tight. We'll see if they try and shake it up a little bit on this play. Only shaking they're going to do is Schnoblin on the right side. He's going to have a 1st down. Logus and Kellen Techmeyer, Heuer on the tackle. But a good pickup right there.
That's when I have short 1st and short or 2nd and short. That's a good time to maybe kind of waste one and try to go for the bomb. But in this case, they got 1st down and got momentum going. What do we know?
6th 1st down of the ball game for Macksville. They trail 14-6, 4:49, a very quick moving 1st half. And that's going to be offsides against Hanover. They've done such a good job up to this point of not giving in to those hard counts from Loomis, but that'll be their 2nd 5-yard penalty of this drive.
Jeff Techmeyer got a little itchy there. He's going to bring out and coach going to talk to him a little bit. He's a little disgusted in himself. 295-pound, 6'2" junior, Jeff Techmeyer.
So 1st and 5. Schnoblin, right side. What a stick by Logus. Boy, he stuck his head in there. Good form, and the tackle was made. A pickup of 4 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1.
You think Cade found out what a brick wall felt like on that one? Because I'll tell you what, when he got to that tackle by Logus, it was like a hitting a brick wall, wasn't it?
Pretty darn close. 2nd down and 1. The ball at the 27. Play action pass. Loomis throws it down the field. Espino's out there. He cannot bring it down. Heuer again on the coverage. He was out there. He had some help. Logus was there as well, along with Bruna. No surprises as to where that ball was going.
That's the 2nd time in this game so far in this first half that that 6'5", 11" junior, Braden Heuer, has got that fingers right in the left and made a pass, incomplete.
3rd down and 1. Hanover staying onside this time. The pitch, and it's a fumble. It's going to be picked up by Schnoblin, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. So instead of trying to just power it right up the middle, they tried to pitch it, and Macksville falls on the fumble, but they lose yardage on the play. It's 4th down and 3, a loss of 2. So Macksville's going to go for it here. A big play for this Hanover defense, and they are excited over here on the Hanover sideline. 4th down and 3.
Obviously a big down for both teams.
Back to pass, Loomis. Under some pressure, throws it out, incomplete. Pressure from Zabakurski, and Schnoblin was open, but Loomis did not have time to throw the ball.
He threw the ball on his back foot, had to wait on his back foot, so he couldn't step forward and give it the little zip that it needed to get to him, because the receiver was open. But you noticed he was throwing off his back foot, and you just couldn't get the follow-through that necessary to make a completed pass. So they turned the ball over, and the Wildcats have it again.
It's tough when you can't step into your throw. Very tough. 3 wide receivers set to the near side as Hanover takes over on downs. They're going to throw it. Shoddy looking down the field, has a man over the middle. Zabakurski makes the catch. He is going to be very close to a 1st down. And I believe he's going to be just short.
Yeah, looks like
pickup of 9 on about 9 3/4 yards on the play.
Yeah, half a football short of a 1st down, something like that. But Zabakurski, he's had 18 catches for 396 yards for the year. He averages 22 yards every time. He scored 8 touchdowns that way.
Heuer will be a flanker on the far side on this play. He is the backup quarterback. He gets it, and look, he's going to throw it. Looking, going to pull it down, throws it up, and deflected and incomplete.
Justin Bright got his mitts in the way about halfway down there, but the ball traveled right there in the middle was Justin Bright, that 226-pound, 6'2" senior, number 9 for the Macksville Mustangs, knocked that ball down.
Matt Heuer scratching his head, wondering what to do here on 3rd down and a very short 1.
I liked his play calling, though. I liked his deal. You had 2nd and short and go for it.
Tried a little trickery that time. They're just going to keep it with Shoddy. He's going to have the 1st down. He picks up 3 as he dives into Macksville territory at the 38.
Needed a foot and got 3 yards. Great job by Shoddy, number 5, 180-pound, 6-foot senior. He's had 9 touchdowns this year, 8 2-point extra points. He's carried the ball 79 times for 437 yards, averages 5.2 yards every time he carries it.
Offensive line doing a good job, giving him some time to throw the football as well when they've thrown it. 1st and 10. There's an option to the right side. Yep. Bruna gets to the sideline, is going to be knocked out. They're going to mark the ball at the 37-yard line. So a pickup of 1 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9 this time.
Vosberg is Andrew Vosberg, the 132-pound, 5'9" junior, was the first one to make contact on 16 Rick Bruna to keep him in there that short gain.
Make it 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 37-yard line of Macksville. Hanover leading this game by a score of 14-6. Jeremy McGuire, color analyst Larry Jantz, and there's Bruna up the middle. Does a good job of making a man miss. Inside the 35, Justin Bright on the tackle at the 33-yard line.
He's a little spark plug with swivel hips, isn't he?
A heck of a ball player. He's had some tough stuff sledding here on 3rd down and 5. He picked up 4 on the last. He has 9 carries for 16 yards, does Bruna. It looks like Hanover might take their first time out of the ball game. Matt Heuer's letting that clock run down.
Yeah.
And he does take the timeout. So we have a timeout on the field. 2 minutes to go in the first half. 14-6 Hanover. We're back after this on Smoky Hills Public Television. Back in Newton on Smoky Hills Public Television. It's 3rd down and 5 for Hanover here in the 8-man Division I state championship game. Jeremy McGuire and Larry Jantz and the rest of the Smoky Hills Public Television crew bringing you high school football on an absolutely gorgeous mid-November day here in Newton, Kansas. 3rd down and 5. Hanover leading 14-6, and Macksville did not go across, but driving forward, Bruna, he is going to be very close to a first down. Very close. The official on the near side with the mark. It looks like he is going to have enough for the first.
They're going to bring the chains all the way across over here because
head referee Bruce Hale is taking a look, and they are going to take a measurement. So 1:51 to go in the first half, and they will come over as Bruna picked up a heck of a carry right here. And the chain gang does finally get some exercise.
Yeah.
And they got it.
Yeah. First down.
So a pickup of 5 on the play for Bruna. And another first down for Hanover. So the Wildcats with 2 timeouts remaining and a 14-6 lead. Now one thing to consider, Larry, is Macksville did win the toss and they did defer to the second half. So the Mustangs will get the ball to start the second half, but they want to get the ball
now, soon, quick.
Either down no less than what they are right now, 8, because they do not want to give up another score here to Hanover because the Wildcats are playing a heck of a ball game here in this first half. They're going to throw it again, looking. Shoddy over the middle, has a man. Techmeyer makes a catch inside the 15, and that ball was thrown on a rope and a first down.
That's a great throw by Shoddy. Great spiral, great timing. Techmeyer had his hands in the proper position, brought the old Karam in, tucked it in well, and Espino on the tackle, but it's still good for a first down.
Down inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line.
And you got 1:17 and counting to go to halftime here, Jeremy.
There's an option. Shoddy going right. There's a flag coming in on the play, so we'll hold it up as Shoddy gets inside the 10.
It's kind of
and that's where the flag was sitting. That's holding against Hanover, and that's a big one. So hold against Hanover, and that'll move him back a little bit, back to the 20-yard line. So they pick up a little bit because it's from the spot of the foul. So they pick up a couple of yards on the play, and they mark it back from the 10. So pick up of 3 on the play for Shoddy, and then they mark it back 10.
And I was watching one of the assistant coaches for the Hanover kind of argue with the official on what was really hold and what wasn't hold. But the Zebras.
They're the final say-so. Back to pass Shoddy. Looking, he's under some pressure. He's in trouble, throws it up. And Gerard, the intended receiver.
Macksville, they'll want intentional grounding.
Wants intentional grounding. The officials will talk about it. And there's the flag, and that's a good call because Gerard was lined up in an ineligible position. He was the nearest man to that pass, and that is a big one. And so Hanover, who is knocking on the door at the 13-yard line, are going to be moved back even further.
Intentional grounding. Offense. Loss of down, second down.
So they move the ball all the way back to the 36-yard line.
Well, they got second and forever, Jeremy.
They lost 16 yards on that one. So a couple penalties have cost Hanover. 44 seconds to go first half. 2 timeouts remaining for Hanover. Macksville has all their timeouts remaining. Will the Wildcats try and push the issue here, or will they just try and run it and get to halftime? They're going to push the issue. Under pressure, intended that time for Rick Bruna, and the Hanover crowd wanting a pass interference. Matt Heuer looking down on the sideline. He is a tall man, and he had his hand stretched out wide, wondering where in the world was the flag there. Third down.
I think what the Zebras thought was that it was not a catchable pass by 16 because he couldn't even get his hands on it. And the foot, if your feet get tricked up, that's not that big of a deal.
Third down from the 36-yard line. They need the 3 for a first. Back to pass. Shoddy throws it up the field, has a man. Bruna makes a catch, makes one man miss, and gets down to the 16-yard line. He picks up 20 on the play and makes it a manageable fourth down here as there's 32 seconds on the clock. Fourth down.
Picked up over half of the ground that they needed for a first down. They got to get down to about the 3-yard line for first and 10. So right now they're 13 yards away from it, 16 yards away from the score. And
32 seconds to go. The passing game has went unofficially for 88 yards so far for Shoddy. He's looking right, throws it up the field, has Juneman. He tries to make a man miss, does not happen. Brought down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. So a pickup of 8 more, but they needed 13, and Macksville will take over on downs with 26 seconds to go in the first half.
And Vosberg did a great job there for the Mustangs. He stayed at home, had good sound assignment sound football. He was all over it. So they take over the ball on their own 8-yard line, I guess.
So first down and 10, and it looks like Macksville will be content to take a knee here and go in, and they take the knee, and that is going to be the final play of this first half.
Unless somebody calls a timeout, and I don't think they will.
And the clock will wind down, and we're having ourselves a heck of a ball game here in Newton, Kansas. The first half clock has wound down to zeros all the way across the board. After one half of play, a tussle, an 8-man Division I between Hanover and Macksville. The Wildcats go into the locker room at halftime leading by a score of 14-6. We'll be back after this on Smoky Hills Public Television.
Presentation of the 8-man Division I State Football Championship, Hanover versus Macksville, is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Rural Telephone and Nextech. Dedicated to localized service with numerous office locations throughout central and western Kansas, Rural Telephone and Nextech provide telephone, internet, cable television, and wireless phone solutions. Serving the region for over 50 years. Rural Telephone and Nextech proudly support public broadcasting and all ventures dedicated to improving Kansas communities.
American Lodge and Suites in Heston, offering a welcoming lobby with fireplace, 42 rooms including jacuzzi suites, indoor pool and spa, continental breakfast, and meeting room. American Lodge and Suites in Heston. Welcome to the end of the day.
Straub International and Roth Equipment. Congratulations to the Macksville Mustangs on a successful football season. Straub International, helping Kansas grow. Clark's Ag, LLC. Congratulations to the Mustangs on making it to state from everyone at Clark's Ag, LLC, serving the agricultural community for over 60 years. American State Bank in Macksville, supporting the Mustangs in their endeavor to win the state football championship. Locally owned and locally managed. The Great Bend Tribune, the area's source for news and information for over a century. supporting the Macksville Mustangs at state. And by Cybert Feeding, Macksville, Pawnee County Cooperative Association, First National Bank and Trust Company, Larned and Macksville, USD 351 Macksville, Superintendent Michael Harvey, Rocking M Radio, 96.7 Bob FM.
And there's a 2007 Kansas State High School runner-up trophy that will go to the Hanover Wildcats. Colin Bruna, the senior, coming to take the trophy for his team.
One that got injured.
He's knocked out week 4, a devastating for this ball club. They lost him. They lost Alex Bruna, an ACL for Colin, a shoulder for Alex. And now the Macksville cheerleaders come to the middle of the football field. And here's a presentation to the 2007 state champion Macksville Mustangs. They hold that trophy high and proud, as they should. The first time in school history they've been able to bring home the trophy in football. You said a little bit ago, Larry, they did in basketball. And this is a moment for Hanover to look and dream and to play forward to the future. They got a lot of young guys, and I look for them to be back very shortly in this championship.
Yeah, a couple years ago, Jeff Kuckelmeyer, who's the assistant coach here in the football team, he led those Mustangs to 26-0. They run the tail on everybody out there in Hayes, in 1A. And they beat Claflin, one of their league rivals, and beat Claflin in the championship game of basketball. And Kyle Loomis was the senior on that team. And here, his younger brother, Jared, now who was a sophomore back then, is now a senior. And gets to share in the spotlight and help lead this team because he's done such a great job all year long. About 3,000 total yards rushing and passing. And, man, what a great job he did leading the team today. He had a lot of great help by Woods. Remember those defensive stands where Wood came in there and they stopped them on that 4th and short? And Bright had a good job on defense as a linebacker all day long. The whole team, the Mustangs, found a way to get out of that corral at halftime.
And they got out of it in big ways. They scored 3 touchdowns in the third quarter. And Hanover able to get a score in the fourth quarter, but then they had the ball back. First down and 10 at the 21-yard line of Macksville. And that first play, Kellen Techmeyer down the seam was open, but the pass just a little bit overthrown. And that was the best chance that Hanover had on that drive.
Then a lost down on the next one, didn't they?
Yep.
Ended up, about fourth and 20 or something? Yeah, 23.
And they just didn't have enough to get it down the field the rest of the way. And Hanover has cleared the field. The Macksville team.
What a great job, though. Remember, how they got here. Hanover had great wins over St. John's Tipton, 48-0, and then, of course, over Madison, 36-0, and that semifinal, that close one over Clifton Clyde, 28-26, and so they earned the right to get here by that 2-point win over Clifton Clyde. And, of course, Macksville, they end up getting here by first win over Deerfield, 54-8, and then of course they beat Claflin, 40-14. The second time they played them this year, and then in the semifinals, barely last week, getting by Pawnee Heights, 38-34 for the right to meet today, and they survived 24-20. First time ever state champions for the Macksville Mustangs, and it's got to feel fantastic for Coach Grizel because that's his hometown. Several years ago, he graduated from Macksville.
And especially after how things turned out last year, they were defeated by Jetmore in the sub-state championship game, and they felt that they missed out on one there. They thought they had the team there that could have came and won the state championship, but this year they make it. And look at that trophy, and it feels good to hold on to that thing.
And some of those keys, they said, had to be controlled. They had to control the line of scrimmage, and I think they did a good job of that, especially the second half. Don't give up the big play, and they didn't the second half. They did the first half, and, of course, be assignment sound. And remember how many times Vosberg was right there where it needed to be, to either tackle Shoddy or to catch that Techmeyer or even that Rick Bruna. So they did a great job with being assignment sound football, and those were keys for victory that Coach Grizel had for his Mustangs today.
And they came through on it right there. You see the team down on the field. You see the cheerleaders, the mascot. the whole town of Macksville is here. I'll tell you what, I've been to Macksville a couple times. It's not a huge town, but I'd say a high percentage of the town is here in Newton today to root on their Mustangs to a state championship.
Great job, man. I don't know who stayed home to feed the cats and the dogs, but it's got to be somebody there. Everybody else is here. Maybe they had some people come in from the other towns nearby.
Yeah, I think the cats and dogs probably all right.
You think?
I think
On
so.
a warm day like today, they're probably sunning and having a good time.
Yeah, having a good time. Not a whole lot to worry about down in Macksville today. Beautiful day here in mid-November, and
it's going to be a great Thanksgiving for them next Thursday, isn't it? Or for today?
It is a great day in Macksville. You see the crowd still there, excited about the team as they come down and tell hello to everybody, and what a scene here in Newton.
Yeah, Fisher Field, it's a beautiful facility. What was it, 2 or 3 years ago, they pumped in about $2.5 million to renovate the whole stadium and the field, and it's a great, fantastic facility.
They've done a good job of making it happen, and the Macksville Mustangs are victorious 24-20. And also a reminder, if you're watching this game, you'd like to get it. The 2007 8-Man State Football Championships on DVD. Contact Smoky Hills Public Television, P.O. Box 9, Bunker Hill, Kansas 67626, or visit us online at shptv.org, or call toll-free 1-800-337-4788. Macksville 24, Hanover 20. Special thanks to all the folks that make this broadcast happen. For color analyst Larry Jantz, this is Jeremy McGuire saying so long from Fisher Field in Newton, where the Macksville Mustangs are the 8-man Division I state champions in the state of Kansas. Back at Fisher Field in Newton on Smoky Hills Public Television, we're about ready to start our second half. The Hanover Wildcats leading the Macksville Mustangs by a score of 14-6. And if you look there on the screen, back in 1979, a group of gentlemen from Hanover won the state championship. There's that crew right there. So some of those jerseys don't look like they fit as well as they did back in the day, huh?
They've kind of grown into them jerseys. That's what they did. They grew into them.
That's right. We'll go with that. Of course, I say
out
that.
of them too.
But I tried to put my jerseys on.
Did they grow out of them too?
Yeah, a little bit. But how cool is that for them to some of those to be here? And you look at this ball game, though, Larry. Looking at the halftime statistics, it's been a game that Hanover has absolutely dominated. They have dominated through the air. They've been pretty close on the ground. 173 total yards for the Wildcats to only 114 for Macksville. First downs even at 6 apiece. A big turnover, though, for Macksville that really turned the momentum of this ball game, that fumble, which instantly turned into 8 points for Hanover on the very next play. And then another touchdown drive by Hanover, but Macksville countered with a touchdown drive of their own at 14-6. So the passing game has been phenomenal for Hanover, and Macksville in the second half is going to have to find a way to shut it down and to start converting some first downs in some big situations.
And one other thing you might add for Hanover was that they controlled the field position. They had them on their heels most of the time. Now, Coach Grizel, he needs to, open the corral on these here Mustangs and let them go. I mean, they've been corralled up pretty good by the Wildcats, and so they need to get out, get some things going. They got to get somebody else besides Jaron Loomis. They're keying on him, but they got to make better passes. Sometimes they rushed him, and he's been passing the ball on his weight on his back foot, so he couldn't follow through with it. And that's probably 2 or 3 passes that went to the turf due to that. So they just need a few more seconds to make things happen, I think, for the Mustangs this here second half.
You see Preston Shoddy warming up right there. Pretty good first half for him. He was unofficially 7 out of 11 for 96 yards and a touchdown. Jared Loomis in that first half was only 3 for 8. He had 23 yards. The touchdown scoring possessions here in the first half. One play 17-yard drive, a Kirk Logus 17-yard touchdown catch from Shoddy. The 2-point conversion was good. And then Ethan Zabakurtsky, a 14-yard touchdown run. It was a 36-yard drive at the 9:59 mark of the second quarter. The 2-point conversion failed. It was 14-0. It took Macksville a little bit over a minute to answer, and a 5-yard touchdown run from Cage Snoblin. And it's 14-6. And, of course, Macksville, who won the toss, deferred to the second half, so they will get the ball to start the second half. And an important possession right here. Important possession is the Hanover Wildcats huddle right there, and they are going to need to come up with the defensive stand.
Well, you're going to have to Loomis, who's been everything, about 1,800 yards rushing for the whole year, and over 3,000 total, like over 1,300 on the passing game. They need to get that because he's averaged 347 yards per game himself, 114 passing and 233 rushing on the ground. So he's about, he's had 31 touchdowns just on rushing the football this year, and you can see why on Jared Loomis. But he's going to need the rest of those Mustangs jump start and come out of that corral fighting. And we'll see what happens here in the second half because the Wildcats do have the momentum up to this point.
And Loomis, we had been talking about him unofficially in this first half. 8 carries, 54 yards for him. And he had some big carries on that touchdown drive that were first down carries, and it set up the touchdown run from Snoblin. The Macksville band trying to get this crew getting to get going because they're not used to trailing at halftime. The results this year for Macksville: 48-16, 50-0, 56-36, 46-24, 46-0, 60-8, 48-0, 52-0, 48-16, 54-8, 40-14, and 38-34. So they put a lot of points on the board. So only having 6 on the board at halftime is not something they're used to.
No, and the toughest game they have is the semifinal game last week went over Pawnee Heights, and that's the combined school of like Burdett and Hanston and Roselle now together, and 38-34 is their closest game in that sub-state final to get to this point today. Likewise, Hanover, their closest game is a 2-pointer, a kind of Clifton Clyde Eagle, just a 2-point escape in their semifinal game. And early in the year they beat Byrne 80-40 and Baileyville 42-6, and Blue Valley Randolph 40-8, Lynn 60-14, White City 46-0, Mercedes-Benz 46-22, Elwood 66-26, Wakefield 62-0. Then they had these 4 blank games in a row. Burlingame 48-0, Beloit St. John's 48-0, Madison 36-0, and then that semifinal game barely stuck by Clifton Clyde 28-26 to earn the right to be here today. Both teams 12-0. Neither team wants to go down to the first defeat for the year or come up second on a scoreboard, but they're both championship caliber, Jeremy.
Absolutely, and it shows with the scoreboard. There's been some games that we've covered here in the past in this 8-man championship, whether it be Division I or Division II, that we've covered that have not been very close. This is a complete difference from that, and these two teams are really, playing well other than the fumble.
Absolutely, and now we're getting ready for the second half kickoff by Mr. John Bruna, I believe.
And he will boot it. He's been getting some high kicks. One thing he does is he gets it in the air and allows his coverage team to get down. Loomis stands back deep at about his own 8-yard line, and that one's going to go sailing over the head of Loomis into the end zone and a touchback.
And he's averaged for the year on his kickoffs. He's had 79 kickoffs for the year for 3,565 yards. He's averaged 45.1 yards per kickoff. And you just saw the reason why. He kicked that one there clear in the end zone, so there's no running back. And it's going to be first and 10 for the Mustangs, their own 15-yard line.
We'll see what Dan Grizel had in at halftime for his Macksville Mustangs. Espino and Snoblin split to the near side. One man in the backfield right next to Loomis.
That formation is called as Purdue right.
And right up the middle, and Loomis is going to be cut. Jeff Techmeyer brings him down with a little help from Kellen Techmeyer. A pickup of, we'll call it 4 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
Kellen is at 170-pound, 6-foot senior. Kellen Techmeyer. And then Jeff Techmeyer is number 70, a 295-pound, 6'2" junior at nose to guard.
And we knew the battle between Jeff Techmeyer and Juan Ortiz would be a key in this ball game. And so far, I think Techmeyer's probably got the best of him up the middle. Loomis coming to the right side. He has some blocking. Look out! He's at midfield. He has to beat Bruna. He's at the 10. He is into the end zone. And Macksville's a 2-point conversion away from tying this ball game up.
That's 8-man football, and somebody opened up the corral gate on them old Mustangs right there, Jeremy.
61 yards on the touchdown gallop from Jared Loomis.
Second now, here's of all important 2-point extra point to see if they can't tie up the game, huh, Jeremy? Look here, they got Purdue right. A little shotgun action here.
And Loomis is going to keep it, going right, battling. He is not going to get there. He doesn't go anywhere. Ethan Zabakursky in there on the tackle. Also Logus there and Caleb Diedrich. So Macksville has a big answer, but they still trail it by 2 with 11-12 to go. Look at Loomis. Look at the block right there from Green, and it was clear sailing from there. As Bruna's fast, but he is not fast enough to catch Jared Loomis when he has that kind of a head start.
Green got the hat and got the body on him, and that's what happened. Well, that's just what Coach Grizel would have wanted to happen on his first opportunity in the second half, is to take the Mustangs all the way.
And so now Hanover has to answer. Is this going to turn from what was a defensive battle in the first half to an offensive shootout here in the second half?
I think the jury's still out on that. And that's what keeps us looking forward to what's going to take place next.
So the 2-point conversion, the ever-important 2-point conversion, failed for Macksville there. So now the defense has to answer. Who's been in on most of these tackles? Justin Clausen, number 33, lined up over there on the far side in the back. And that ball is a skitter that Nicholson's going to watch bounce into the end zone, and it's a touchback. So it'll be 1st down and 10 Hanover at their own 15-yard line. 11 minutes and 12 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
And Ethan Loomis, he answered the same thing what Mr. Bruna did earlier. They kicked it off into the end zone. Yep, that 185-pound, 6'2" sophomore had a pretty good boot in that ball, didn't he?
Yeah, Loomis has been kicking the ball well all day long. His punts have struggled a little bit from time to time.
Well, see what the Wildcats can do from their own 15-yard line, 1st and 10.
Juneman and Bruna split behind Shoddy in the backfield. They're going to pitch it to Juneman, and he is going to be shot down in the backfield. Evan Loomis again on the hit, and a loss of 3 on that play.
That defensive right end, even Loomis says, not today, you're not going in there. He's had 33 yards lost, for tackling people in the backfield. He's had 2 pass interceptions, had 54 tackles, and 2 sacks coming into this ball game.
Evan Loomis with a huge tackle there. 2nd down and 13. There's a give up the middle to Bruna. He's back to the original line of scrimmage plus a pair.
Oh, yeah.
So Evan Loomis, the sophomore, has been making some big plays, but a pickup right there of 5 yards for Rick Bruna. 3rd down and 8. Ten minutes to go here in the third quarter. Macksville took them 2 plays to get in the end zone. Back to pass Shoddy. Under some pressure, steps out of it. He is not stepping out of that, though.
Mr. Wood got him.
David Wood all over it, back inside the 10-yard line. We'll see where they mark it, down at the 5. A loss of 12 on the play, and Hanover's going to have to punt it from deep in their own territory.
It'll be coming out of their end zone, I think, because Mr. David Wood, that 281-pound junior, 6'2". And look at there, just inside.
And Gerard gets a pretty good kick away. Loomis will field it at his 37. He has some blocks. He's going down the sideline, still on his feet, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. They'll put him down at the 16
of the Wildcats. So now they're going to say a 1st and 10 on the opponent's end of the field, deep in their end of the field.
So 1st down and 10, and the Hanover defense is really going to be tested right here. They did a great job in the first half of eliminating the big plays. Well, here in the second half, Macksville's already scored a touchdown, and they have the ball back inside the 20.
Almost in the red zone.
Low snap. Loomis is going to take it left side. Breaks one tackle inside the 15, down at about the 12-yard line. Picks up 4 yards on the play, 2nd down and 6.
Had a direct snap from the old shotgun position. Kind of stuttered to the left, stuttered to the right, zigzag here, and he gains about 5 yards by picking his way through the line of scrimmage there, didn't he, Jerry?
That he did. And Loomis does a good job of really surveying the blocks, and then he attacks where he wants to go. Kind of a zone blocking type of formation if you can have that in 8-man. He's going to get it again, going right. He has blockers, and he fell down. It looks like if Loomis would have kept going to the outside with that, he had some running room out there, but he tried to cut it back inside, slipped and went down. No gain on the play.
Yeah, it's that slippery turf I mentioned earlier that it kind of lays down out there. The bristles on the turf don't really stand up like if I was coaching, I'd like to see it done, but yeah, he's right behind 281-pound, 227, 226 is front lineman. Woods, Ortez, and Bright.
3rd down and 5. They'll say he picked up 1 on the last play. They need the 6 for a 1st down. That's sitting at the 11. Nobody in the backfield with Loomis. He's going to roll right, looking, still looking, throws it, has a man. Vosberg is going to be collared and brought down. He's going to have a 1st down at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, going to move the old sticks. The Mustangs are going to be 1st and goal. They move the sticks, and the linemen, they low it down, and we all just got the yard marker from the 3-yard line. Macksville Mustangs, 1st and goal from the 3. Great catch by Vosberg.
The first state championship appearance for the Mustangs in football. 1st and goal from the 3. They're trying to take their first lead of the ball game as they close up the formation, go with an I set. Loomis to Schnoblin looking for touchdown number 2. He's diving, and he is not going to get there.
He's close, but he didn't.
Zabakurtsky on the tackle, also pulling himself off the bottom of the pile, was Braden Heenink. A pickup of 2 on the play.
And Heenik's had 70 tackles for the whole year. He's only a 160-pound, 5'11" junior.
The ball sits just inside the 1-yard line. Macksville has 3 more cracks at it to take the lead. They spread it out a little bit here, trying to bring one man outside of the box. Loomis. He's going to keep it left side. He's in for the touchdown.
The quarterback sneak to his left. And I'll tell you what, all he had to do is follow the beef. David Wood is his left guard, 281-pound, 6'2" junior. And Juan Ortez, he's number 75, is his center, 225-pound, 5'10" junior. And you follow beef like that, you can do pick and choose a little bit. And Jared Loomis did a great job of that. And he's no little kid himself. He's 207 pounds, 6'1" senior quarterback. It's been about 60% of their TDs all year long.
7:04 to go in the 3rd quarter. The 2-point conversion attempt as Macksville spreads it out again, trying to make the defense just a little bit weary. Loomis is in trouble. He's going to be hit and dropped. Zabakurtsky and John Bruna back there. And Loomis did a smart thing there. He could have tried to throw something up, tried to make something happen, but then you can return it back for 2. So the 2-point conversion fails with 7:04 to go in the 3rd quarter. There's a touchdown plunge. It's a short one for Jared Loomis, his 2nd one of the ball game.
And
it's Macksville 18 and Hanover 14.
And like you said, Jared Loomis did a great job of putting some salt and pepper on that football and just eating it, because it could have went 2 points the other way on it.
And points, 2 points especially, are pretty
important in this game.
Yeah, very important. Macksville's yet to convert on a 2-point conversion. Right now, if they convert on their 2-point conversions, they have 24 points on the board. They have not, they have 18. Hanover's converted on one 2-point conversion, and there was no good on the other. So they have 14 points.
Good point. That's how important they are. Even if you had somebody just kick field goals, or extra points, huh?
Yep.
You seldom see that in 8-man though, don't you? Seldom.
We haven't seen it much since we've started doing these games. And
there's Mr.
Evan Loomis puts it in the air. It's going to be taken on the run by Nicholson. He has some blockers. To the sideline, is pushed out at the 27, 28-yard line. We'll see where the official mark is. So pretty decent field position as Nicholson took that kick on the run. They'll mark it at the 27.
Yeah, first and 10 from their own 27. Here comes those Hanover Wildcats again. And Shotty, the Mr. Sparkplug, is going out there, rooting his hands up in the air, trying to fire up the team. Let's get some momentum back.
So after 2 touchdown drives for the Macksville Mustangs, the Hanover Wildcats trail for the first time. And that's going to be a penalty against the Wildcats, and another mental mistake right there.
Yeah, Gentleman and Bruna, both of them in motion. I think it's supposed to be just Gentleman to the outside, and maybe Rick might have made a mistake coming forward a little bit
Dead
too
ball.
soon.
False start, offense. Repeat, first down.
And a possibility where maybe they wanted Juneman to go in motion, get set, and then maybe Bruna go in motion, trying to confuse the defense a little bit, but they confused themselves, and instead of 1st and 10, now it's 1st down and 15. The ball spotted back to the 22-yard line.
It looked like to me they're starting to run the first play of the game that they run with him in motion.
There's Bruna in motion. Looks like they're going to try and run it again. Option left side. Shotty keeps it, has some running room. Nice spin move across the 30.
Yeah, if he could have kept his balance, from Espino's hit, he might have went all the way, but Sergio knocked him down, number 32.
Up to the 32-yard line, just across the 31, actually. To bring up 2nd down and 6, so a pickup of 9 on the play that time for Shotty. A full house on both sides here in Newton.
Hey,
there's Bruna up the middle. What a hit by Loomis. No gain. Actually, they're going to give him a gain of 1 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
The Macksville Mustangs are seeing watch a little videotape on that play when they send Trevor in motion to the right. Then give that halfback draw up there, and he was met in there by Jared Loomis. Jared's had 100 tackles for the year and 4 pass interceptions and 1 fumble recovery. Not bad for that star quarterback.
7 out of 11 for 96 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Back to pass, it's a shuttle. And, that would have been a 1st down. Kellen Techmeyer took the shuttle pass, and he gets up to the 36-yard line. He'll bring up 4th down and 2.
And see, Kellen lines up. Normally, you see at the left end, and then that's just that little shuttle pass across the middle, or shovel pass. He's had 23 catches for 466 yards. He averages 20 yards a catch every time he gets it.
And Hanover is going to go for it. They had the 1st down in hand, but once again, slipping on the turf.
Big play.
And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Shotty, I believe, is going to have the 1st down. Not by much. It's a left foot spot from the official on the far side, and it's a 1st down for Hanover. Yeah, and they didn't waste any time. They went down, they got in their stance, and they went right off the ball, and I think that was what allowed them to get that initial surge.
Yep, the linesman over there, Jamie McClure, he had it spotted with that foot, and as soon as he looked over there, and he just motioned 1st down, moved the sticks. No sense of bringing out the measurements.
1st down and 10 for Hanover. They have the ball at their own 38-yard line. The Wildcats trailing for the first time in the ball game, 18-14. Shotty looking down the field, has the ball out there, looking for Techmeyer, incomplete. He was battling with Espino going down the field. Good coverage by Sergio. It brings up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and Kellen Techmeyer said they want to know probably what happens. Why didn't I have he bumped me a little bit.
The officials really letting these kids play today and decide the ball game themselves.
Good point.
You know, if it's something that's obvious, yeah, they'd probably throw it. But both kids were fighting for the football, looking back, so no pass interference there as we come up with 2nd and 10. Bruna in motion. They're going to option to the left. Shoddy's going to keep it again, makes a man miss. Still on his feet. Look at him stretching. Close to the 1st down marker, a pickup of 8. And Shoddy dancing around in there like he's
6'5" instead of 6 foot.
Oh, man.
He's stretching out there like he's a big, tall, lanky guy. Almost like Coach, Heuer.
He isn't quite that tall. I'm about 6'3", and I look up at Coach Heuer. There's not a lot of guys I have to look up to, but he's one of them.
He's breathing different kind of air up there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. 3rd down and 2. This Hanover team continues to battle. In motion is Juneman. It's a quarterback keeper again. Shoddy stood up. He is not going to have the 1st down. He's going to pick up 1 on the play. David Wood, Justin Bright leading the surge.
This looks like a replay from the last series here. 4th down and less than 1. It's going to come up, huh? Now we're going to find out what the beef does.
3:33 to go here in this 3rd quarter.
Shoddy's getting the play from Coach Heuer. Up behind Caleb Diedrich, the center, 180-pound, 6-foot senior. John Bruna, 210, right guard. Left guard's Gerard.
They've tried quarterback sneaks the last couple times. Looks like they might try it again. There goes Shoddy.
He didn't go.
Is not going to get it.
He did not make it.
He is not going to get it. No gain on the play. He is knocked backwards.
Look.
And the Macksville sideline and stands are going nuts.
They're ecstatic. And I'll tell you, they have a reason to be. Did you see that hit put on there by Luke Green? I mean, he's that defensive left end. Going to reserve. He's 192-pound, 5'9". And he was a bulldog, not just a Mustang, but he was ferocious in there.
And now the Hanover defense back on their heels a little bit. They've given up 2 touchdown drives here in this 2nd half. On 2 possessions for Macksville. There's Loomis. He's hit as he goes down the line. A good job.
And payback time by the Wildcats. You did this on the last play. You shut us down for no gain. We're going to shut you down for no gain.
John Bruna on the tackle that time.
Imagine that. The guy that lives in the weight room, John Bruna. All 210-pound, 6'2" junior, John Bruna. Great hit.
An absolutely gorgeous afternoon for high school football here in Newton. 2nd down and 10. The Hanover fans getting into it. The Macksville fans getting into it. Logus showing a blitz up the middle. We'll see if he brings it. We're backs out. Here comes the blitz. Loomis pitches it. Schnoblin with some running room. Still on his feet. Is cut down just short of the 1st down, but he gets a pretty good spot. He's going to be very close.
If he gets past Rick Bruna's hit, that little 145-pound, 5'7" stick of dynamite, if he gets by him, it could be 6 more points, Jeremy.
A pickup of 9 on that play for Schnoblin. And it's 3rd down and short. Now, 3rd down and short now for Macksville. We'll see if Loomis gets the carry here.
Yeah, it's 1st down. They're going to get to move the sticks again.
Pickup of a couple on the play. So 1st down and 10 from the Hanover 35-yard line.
So the Mustangs have kept the gate open on the corral so far in this 3rd quarter.
We'll see if Hanover can get a turnover, force a mistake by Macksville. Back to pass Loomis. He's under pressure. He's in trouble. Throws it up, has Vosberg. He makes the catch. And a nice tackle over on the near side by Logus. A pickup of 5 on the play.
Be 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Great job by Vosberg. Great job by old Loomis just to not get sacked, wasn't it?
He was under some pressure.
Second 5 in the eye.
They're going to give it to Green. He's pushing forward. He's going to be stacked up. Gain of about a foot on the play, and he'll bring up 3rd down and 5. And we'll probably get one more play here.
He had his feet chopping around there, kind of like an old bull would out there in a corral. You know, he had those feet moving, and if there's a cloud of dust out there, he had all kinds of dust going, if you could, from the old days on the farm.
We have one more play, most likely here in this 3rd quarter. 18-14, Macksville with the 4-point lead. They trailed by 8 at halftime. Loomis back to throw it. He's under pressure again. Throws it up the field. Has Espino out there. He's got it. Touchdown, Macksville! Touchdown, Macksville! What a throw and catch from Loomis to Espino.
They cut him right on strides. A great pass, great spiral, great catch by Sergio Espino, 5 foot, 311-pound senior. Here's the replay, maybe, I think, coming up.
And now the 2-point conversion coming right here. A big one, because it's right now it's the...
Well, they haven't scored a 2-point extra point yet.
It's a 10-point lead right now for Macksville.
Could it be 12?
And Loomis is going to keep it. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be dropped. He will not get in. So again, Macksville fails on a 2-point conversion. And with 5.5 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, it's Macksville 24 to 14. Look at the catch right here by Espino as he brought it in and broke a tackle and got into the end zone. A perfect pass from Loomis. It was good coverage by Hanover. Good coverage by Hanover, but just not enough as that Macksville huddle is liking their 10-point lead right now.
Well, and Sergio had 14 touchdowns during the year, and he just added another one to it. He had 33 catches for 680 yards. He averaged over 20 yards per catch. And that's good old number 32, 153-pound, 5'11" senior, Sergio Espino. Doing a great job on a great throw by Jared Loomis.
And the key on that throw right there is the past several times they've tried to go that direction, it has been well covered by Hanover. Two or three guys there. This time it was single coverage.
And I'll tell you what, he barely got the pass away because John Bruner, number 69, the defensive end, almost got to Jared Loomis.
So the offense is kind of went south for this second half for Hanover. They need to pick it up as they trail by 10. And there's the kickoff by Evan Loomis. Coming up the field is Nicholson, looking for some daylight, and will be brought down just across the 25-yard line as that is the final play of the 3rd quarter. We played 3 quarters from Fisher Field and Newton. It is the Macksville Mustangs 24, the Hanover Wildcats 14. We'll be back after this on Smoky Hills Public Television. Back at Fisher Field in Newton, the Hanover Wildcats trailing by a score of 24-14. Macksville, 3 touchdowns in that 3rd quarter, but they failed on all 3 of their 2-point conversions. Jeremy McGuire along with color analyst Larry Jans and the rest of the crew here on Smoky Hills Public Television, bringing you the 8-man Division I state championship. There's a pass out to Bruno, looking for some running room, tries to turn on the Jets, and he's going to pick up 6 yards on the play. So right there you saw that speed burst that Matt Heuer was telling us about before the ball game.
Yeah, he's a dynamite in small packages, that old Rick Bruno, only 145 pounds, but you know, dynamite comes in small packages, and he showed you that. And he's shifty. He's got I call him swivel hips, because about the time you zig, and he's going to zag on you.
And so they have the same formation, just to the complete opposite side. Look out for Zabakurtsky, the end here on the near side, lined up just off the right side.
Got trips to the left.
There's an option left shot. He's going to keep it.
Boom.
And a good tackle by Schnoblin.
Okay, got it.
And a pickup of 4.5 on the play. It'll be short of the first down, I believe.
That was a great job by the old middle backer.
And they are going to actually measure for this. So measurement coming up. It'll either be 1st and 10 or 3rd down and very short.
Looks like they're short by 2 inches.
I think they're short. My initial call was short, so I'm going to stay with that, even though I'm very rarely correct on these. And once again, I am incorrect.
I think he sacked up some of those links of the chain. McClure, I think he watered him up over there.
So pick up a 4 on the play, the 8th first down of the ball game for Hanover. The Wildcats with only 1 first down in the 3rd quarter. 11:30 to go in regulation. 24-14 is the score. One thing that Hanover has not been able to do on defense is stop Macksville in this second half. They held them to 6 points in the first half, but 18 third quarter points for the Mustangs have given them the lead. Shoddy, it's a run the whole way, and he is going to pick up a couple on the play.
He had to stretch for those 2 yards, didn't he?
Certainly did. He has shown a ability to do that when he gets hit and he knows that he's not going to make it any further with his feet. He stretches that body as far as he can. 2nd down and 8 from the 37.
That great old linebacker, Justin Bright's done a good job. 226-pound, 6'2" senior. Done a great job then, and the Mustangs have done a good adjustment from halftime here in the 3rd and then now in the 4th quarter.
So 2nd down and 8 and in motion. Back to pass Shoddy. He's in trouble. Boom. He gets hit. The catch is made by Bruna. And look at him fight for yardage inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line.
First down, then some.
15 yards and a first down.
I tell you, dynamite does come in small packages, and he just proved it. Had 2 guys there trying to hold him up, and he was still driving towards that west goal line.
And Shoddy is cool under pressure because Macksville has been flying around, but that pocket has stayed there for the most part. Not a lot of pressure as you see the throw and the catch, and watch Bruna battle.
Boom.
Vosberg's underneath him. He's battling, not giving up. Back to pass again. Shoddy over the middle. Throws it up. Incomplete. Techmeyer just over his fingertips.
Just out of reach. Man, that's a great throw. Had it up there. Everything was good except for the catch.
Techmeyer coming back, and he gave her all she got. Just couldn't quite come up with it, and that was a shot that Hanover wanted to make. So the Wildcats, as you can see, back in the huddle trying to game plan here on 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line.
Well, during that their incomplete pass, while Shoddy comes over to catch the next play from Coach Heuer.
Juneman in motion to the sideline. Bruna up the middle. Has some running room if he can get out of that tackle, and Schnoblin just slowed him down enough, and he was the last man standing. And a pickup of 7 yards on that play. It'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it a pickup of 8. 3rd down and 2.
You see, they run that same play 3 or 4 times, and they've snuffed it out twice. And this time here, why, a broken tackle is a great line play by the Wildcats. Got in the extra yards, so gained about 8 yards, 3rd down and 2 yards to go now for the Wildcats.
9.5 to go in regulation. 24-14 Macksville. Here on Smoky Hills Public Television, the 8-man Division I championship game. Shoddy tries to make a man miss. Boy, Macksville does a good job of wrapping up, and some good sportsmanship shown by both Vosberg and Shoddy. Shoddy understood he was just trying to make a tackle.
Yeah, and Vosberg's had 65 tackles for the year, 3 pass interceptions for only 132-pound, 5'9" junior. Does a good job. He stayed at home, played assignment sound football, because he had trips to the left, like they have the same formation this time. Jeremy?
Pick up a 7 on that last play. Is it going to be a Shoddy carry or a Shoddy throw? It's going to be a carry. He goes the same direction.
Worked the last time.
And Hanover seeing something. Vosberg has to come up and make the hit again. All the way down inside the 10-yard line.
They might even run the same play again 3 times in a row. And the formation spread them out to the left. See if they can get the Mustangs to over-adjust to their own right or the Wildcats left, and then come out with an empty backfield. No, they come back in the split pro set.
They went right over John Bruna. There's a pitch to Bruna. He makes a man miss. and makes a little something out of nothing as he gets down to the 5-yard line.
Third and short.
Down, and we'll call it 1.
Yeah, 3rd down and short from about their own. Oh, what is that? About 13-yard line, 14-yard line.
Try the 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
See, it confuses us.
Wrong pylon.
3rd down and 1. Shoddy has 3 receivers to the near side. Will he go left or right? He's going to go right. He has the keeper. He cuts it inside. Touchdown, Hanover. The Wildcats are on the board again. A 5-yard touchdown run from Preston Shoddy with 7:36 to go. It's 24-20.
We're having that close football game, which expecting championships from 2 12-0 teams. The Wildcats are battling back against the Mustangs.
And here comes the ever important 2-point conversion right here. And they'll go into a shotgun formation. Looks like they're going to give Shoddy's a chance to pitch it out to Bruna. He's trying to get to the goal line. Is he there? No, he did not make it. It was close, but Bruna didn't quite make it in, and he is not happy with himself. He is one unhappy amigo. And there's the touchdown run by Shoddy as he cut it back to his left and in for the touchdown. So with 7:36 to go, it is 24-20, and again another 2-point conversion that failed. And
I like the tenacity of that little old Rick Bruda. Kind of reminds you like you give him a roll of wire and he chews it up and spits out 16 penny nails. That's how tough he is.
And he's not a big kid. 5'7", 145 pounds.
Dripping wet, 12 bottles of pop with foam on top inside.
And he's not afraid of anything. He is not afraid of anything.
He's a stick of dynamite. He's kind of like those jumper cables you stick on a battery. You get instant energy.
That's for sure. So here comes the kick from Hanover. Will the Wildcats kick it deep, or will they try a trick here? They're going to let their defense go to work. Loomis has it at the 4. He's going left with it. Cuts it in. He's going to be hit and brought down across the 15, down at the 17-yard line. So that's where Macksville will take over. 1st down and 10 at their 17-yard line. They lead at 24-20. They've had 3 possessions here in this second half. All 3 have resulted in touchdowns. 2 Jared Loomis runs, and they all want, in the end, that trophy to be on their trophy case.
And O'Kellen Techmeyer, he was all jacked up and fired up, getting the rest of the Wildcats to come up here to play defense on this here possession.
1st down and 10 from the 17. Loomis is all alone in the backfield, and he's going to take it on the right side. And he's going to pick up 4 yards as he crosses the 20. Kellen Techmeyer, Ethan Zabakurtsky on the tackle. John Bruna in there as well. 2nd and 6.
And you notice the old Hanover crowd, man, they're all standing up. There's nobody sitting down on this sideline. They're all jacked and fired up. The crowd is, as well as the team. Call it 2nd and 7, Jeremy. We'll see what in the old shotgun formation, what the Mustangs have in line this time.
I wouldn't imagine they're going to take it out of Loomis's hands or his feet. He's going to run it, goes right side. Going to pick up about 3 more on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and 3.
He run that ball right over his right guard, Justin Bright, the 226-pound, 6'2" senior. Number 9 playing right guard, and Juan Ortez, that center, number 75, 227-pound, 5'10" junior. Flank to the left guard of David Wood, number 71.
A huge play right here. 3rd down, and we'll call it 2 from the 25-yard line. Hanover is keeping their eye on Jared Loomis, and a flag on the play. It's going to be a delay of game. A huge penalty against Macksville. And that was Bruce Hale throwing the flag, and he was not wasting any time, and you just can't
Dead ball,
take
delay,
that chance.
offense. Repeat, third down.
And you got the, the clocks in the end zone that you thought maybe the quarterbacks might be taking a look at.
But you got to think they're not used to looking. Even though it's there, if you're not used to it, you might not notice it.
That's
so
true.
from 3rd down and 2 to 3rd down and 7.
A huge difference in the play selection.
And now Green is in the backfield. They've ran it right on this formation many a time. Back to pass Loomis. He's under some pressure. He slips. He's down. His knee was down back at the 11-yard line. A loss of 9 on the play, and the Hanover defense is held, and now Macksville has to punt this thing away with 5:50 and counting to go in the ball game.
Well, who would have thought it? A delay game penalty, and then a slip on the turf.
And Evan Loomis has struggled punting the ball, and Hanover has been close to blocking a few of these. It's a 4-point ball game. The snap's a good one. The kick is away. And that's a knuckleball. It's going to be taken. Juneman down the sidelines. He's at the 20. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 18-yard line. The Hanover Wildcats with great field position and 5:20 to go.
That was a great job. He got that punt on his own 39-yard line, and he got a little over 20 yards on that return, about 24 yards.
Down to the 17-yard line.
Wow. And he had a few blockers out front, too.
And that was not an easy punt to field. That was a knuckleball. It wasn't hardly moving at all.
That was great concentration by Gentleman.
So Hanover, fresh off a touchdown drive of their own, they have it back after the defense forced Macksville into a 3-and-out. Back to pass Shoddy. Looking, steps up, throws it to the sideline. It's knocked away. Sergio Espino on the coverage over there on the far side. And Kellen Techmeyer looks like he might have looking for something with good coverage, and Espino came over the top to knock it away.
Yeah, that's a great job. Great pass defense. Great position by Sergio Espino. He's only 5'11", 53 pounds, but does a great job.
2nd down and 10 here as Shoddy is going to run it to his right side. Cuts it back in, tries to make a man miss. He's down to about the 11-yard line. That's where they will mark it. Third down and 4. Pick up a 6 on the play.
So he's trying to stretch that field, get away from that big beef right there in the middle, with David Wood and Luke Green, them guys that's up front there.
4:45 and counting to go in the ball game. 24-20, Macksville has the lead, but their backs are against the wall. And they're going to go right again. Not this time. David Wood is there. Also on the tackle, Luke Green. And Macksville was ready for it, and here it comes 4th down. A loss of 1 on the play.
That's just exactly the play before. I mentioned those two guys' names, David Wood and Luke Green. That's the beef that's up in that line. And what they've been trying to do is go out wide from him. This time they stretched it and kind of shot the gap and stopped him for a little or no gain. 4th down and 5, Jeremy.
They need the 7 for a 1st down. The ball sits just inside the 12-yard line. Shoddy to throw it. Has time. He's going to roll to his left. Looking. Throws it up the field. Incomplete. And Rick Bruno is the intended receiver. And it's going to be Macksville football at the 12-yard line. So now, with 3:52 to go, Macksville has the ball back. 3 timeouts remain for the Hanover Wildcats. The clock is on the side of Macksville. Left side, Schnoblin. He's going to be hit and dropped as he gets up to the 15. He picks up 3 on the play.
That's a great job there, and they're clinging this 4-point lead, 24-20, is those Mustangs from Macksville.
And Macksville, you can bet, is going to take all the time they can off this clock. As you can bet that Jared Loomis is very aware of the 25-second clock now. The ball sits at the 15. The clock winds down, 3:22 and counting.
Straight I formation.
Loomis gonna pitch it right side. Schnoblin is cut under. Rick Bruna again on the hit. That young man has been all over the field today, and he is not afraid to stick his nose in there. Pickup of 3 more on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and a short 4.
That's Mr. Sparkplug in action is what that is.
2:52 and counting. Play clock is at 17 seconds. Now the game clock at 2:45. Macksville up by 4. Here on Smoky Hills Public Television. This could be the play of the season for the Hanover defense. They stay onside. Macksville barking out the signals. There's Loomis. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be very close to a 1st down. I believe he's going to be just short.
Just short, looks like.
I believe he is going to be just short. It's 4th down and 1. 4th and 1. Does Macksville go for it, or do they kick it away? I'm going to put my money on they're going to go for it.
I would say so, too. They got a timeout, maybe think about it, or a timeout for a measurement now, but it's probably the captains. They can call for that. I think it's just buying a little extra time. If we can get the Zebras to do a measurement, why give us a little time to get a play call without having to call the timeout, huh?
They will do the measurement. It's about a half a yard short of a 1st down.
It's kind of what we thought. But look at there, see?
They're not going to punt it this time.
Coach Grizzle got Grizzell. He got old Jared Loomis over there to get a play called and during that action. And now the Mustangs. Probably the quarterback sneak. It'll stay in Jared's hands, don't you suppose?
I wouldn't take it out of his hands. But that's me. Now Hanover bringing everybody up to the line of scrimmage. Loomis barking out the signals. Hanover staying onside. Loomis with the carry. He is stacked up. He is stacked up. Did he get it? He did not get it. He did not get the 1st down, judging by the near spot official, and looks like the far side is short as well. They spot the ball down, and we're going to have an official mark. This is huge.
I think it's short.
I don't think
from where they spotted. I don't think he gained any.
He pushed up in there, and then Hanover got up underneath him and drove him back with 1:56 to go. Here comes the measurement. He's not even close. 1st down, Hanover.
Lost yards on that spot.
So a loss of 1 on the play from the 21-yard line with 1:56 to go. Could you ask for anything better, my friend?
Oh, my gosh, no. This puts a lot of pressure on both the Macksville defense and the Wildcats offense is just saliving at the glance. Let's try to get another score here.
1st down and 10 from the 21. Hanover has it back after stopping Macksville on downs. Over the middle, man open, incomplete.
Little long.
Techmeyer down the seam was open as he had beat Schnoblin to the spot, and Espino didn't get a good jam off the line. 2nd and 10.
Shoddy, he's mad at himself and hit his hands on his old helmet because he's mad. He overthrew his man. He was wide open, and he just let him too far, and just another incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 to go from their own 21-yard line.
Time really not a factor for Hanover right now as they have all 3 timeouts remaining. They're 21 yards away from taking the lead. Shoddy looking to his left. There's that shovel pass, incomplete. Incomplete pass.
We kind of threw a little bit behind Kellen that time, and so it's on his back hip, and he juggled a little bit, and by the defensive pressure, why hitting him, why the ball kind of falls to the turf. Incomplete, 3rd and 10 from their own 21-yard line.
So
what are you going to do now, Jeremy?
2 incomplete passes. I would imagine they're going to try and get it on the corner. They've been able to be successful going right. But last time they had the football, Macksville shut it down.
I'd say either look for 16 or number 1 to catch the ball.
Shoddy, back to pass. Has time. Looking. Now he's in trouble. He's still in trouble. He's going to be sacked.
Great job by
Shoddy. Took too long to throw at that time. He couldn't feel the pressure.
Number
he tried
5.
to roll.
Number
Evan
5
Loomis.
got number 5.
All the way back to the 33-yard line. And no timeout is going to be called by Hanover. They need the 11 for a first down. It's 4th down and 22.
And 1:18 to go in the game. Wow.
Here's your ball game right here. Look for a blitz from Macksville. Nothing coming. Shoddy's going to throw it this time. Has a man. It's incomplete.
A little low, Bruna. So the Macksville will take over.
1:06 to go in the ball game. Macksville takes over at their own 32-yard line. We'll call it the 33.
Macksville will want ball control. Hanover will be calling their timeouts. You say they have 3 left. They'll be using those there in this next series coming up.
And now Macksville has to hold on to the football.
Absolutely.
A first down virtually will seal the deal for the Mustangs. Their first ever trip to the state title game, and they're 1:06 away from a championship. Hanover bringing everybody up into the box. 7 men in the box. There's an option right. Schnoblin is hit and dropped. Heenick on the tackle after a 5-yard gain, and a timeout by Hanover. So a timeout with a minute on the clock, and now, a very good gain on first down. It brings up 2nd and 5, and Macksville, knowing that Hanover's bringing the pressure up the middle, did a smart thing and getting it to the outside.
Yeah, that's a lot of faith in your pitch, like Jared Loomis, because one time every pitch went behind him, and here in a tight game like this here was a perfect read. He fakes that dive up at the middle, and he pitched it quick to O'Kade going around his right end.
One thing that Hanover might consider in a situation like that, they're leaving one guy out on an island to make the tackle on the pitch man. Wouldn't be surprised if you don't see him try and bring somebody off that offensive right side on a blitz out there to maybe try and force a turnover on a situation like that with a minute to go here.
I'd say either Kellen Techmeyer or Derek Gerard or Nicholson or Diedrich, somebody ought to be blitzing, have a blitz package ready here. Kind of stunt with their linebackers up there.
Luke Green is the lone setback. Loomis barking it out, and he's going to keep it. He comes down the line, he's hit, he's going to be dropped, and a timeout called by Hanover with 55 seconds to go.
Very little gain, maybe give him 1 yard.
1 yard, it brings up 3rd down and 4.
And timeout for the Wildcats again, their second timeout, so they'll have 1 timeout left in the 4th quarter here, trailing 24-20 with 55.3 seconds to go in the ball game. So what do you do if you're Macksville right now, Jeremy?
I don't anticipate the ball getting out of Loomis's hands, simply because of what we just talked about a moment ago. The more hands that you have the opportunity to handle the football, the more opportunity there is for an error. And at this point in the ball game, you've rode Loomis all the way through the first 12 games of the year.
Put a saddle on him again.
Put the saddle on him again.
All right. Don't forget a couple saddle blankets in there too.
And they will spread it out this time. I wouldn't even be worried about a pass right here if I'm Hanover. But that's neither here nor there. What is Macksville going to do? It's Loomis. He's going into the line. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be dropped. And there's a flag on the play. That could be a face mask.
Or a hold.
It is a face mask.
Oh, my gosh.
Against Hanover. And that is going to do it, because that's going to be enough for a first down.
And they only have 1 timeout left that they can stop the clock.
So a 5-yard face mask, and that is going to give Macksville the first down.
By a penalty.
By a penalty, and with 49 seconds left to go, that's going to be all she wrote.
Face mask, defense, 5 yards, first down.
And what we've had such a great game and a good view right there by the officials. A good view right there by the officials. A timeout by Hanover.
And that's our last timeout, if I recall.
That is the last timeout.
With 45.4 seconds to go, the Hanover Wildcats are 20 points on the board to the Mustangs 24. And so the Mustangs have done a great job of cutting the gate open on the corral and letting those Mustangs get out and run and this half. And that 3 touchdowns in that third quarter was a big difference, and then this fourth quarter, you'd have to say it's a great stand on defense by them. If we had the old Thoroughbred trailer here, it'd be interesting who would be putting on there today, Jeremy. Thoroughbred.
And that ball would look like it might have been fumbled almost. And that's going to be about all she wrote. 42 seconds.
One more.
One more snap. We'll see where they set it down. 35 seconds. They might mark the ball ready for play. As the play clock winds down, and Macksville will have to snap the ball one more time. The Macksville Mustangs are going to be the 2007 8-man Division I state champions in the state of Kansas.
For first time ever. 2 years ago, the boys went 26-0, run the table, winning Class 1A basketball when Jared Lewson's big brother, Kyle, was on the leader on the team.
And the Macksville Mustangs watch the clock wind down. 5 seconds on the clock. The Hanover crowd obviously disappointed over here on the near side, but up supporting their team. The Macksville Mustangs are going crazy. They are state champions in 2007.
What a ball game. 2 great champions out there on that field. One survives, 24-20, but there's no losers. There's all winners on that field.
As they go through the traditional handshakes, and neither one of these teams needs to be ashamed a bit at how this thing turned out. Macksville obviously excited about winning the championship. Hanover understandably disappointed about losing the ball game by a final score of 24-20. I'd say the player of the game on the Macksville side of the football will be Jared Loomis. We'll talk about that more here in just a little bit. We'll see the trophy presentation and more right after this timeout on Smoky Hills Public Television.